Vi do il benvenuto a una nuova puntata di Kart Passion. Questa settimana ci spostiamo in pista e di preciso sull'Adria Karting Raceway, dove si è svolta la finalissima WSK Final Cup, gara in prova unica che ha chiuso il calendario 2016 degli eventi racing organizzati dalla WSK Promotion. Diamo spazio in questa puntata alla categoria KZ2 e, come di consueto, vi dico sempre: mettiamoci comodi, gustiamoci la gara e che vinca il migliore.
The KZ2 karts are on the grid and we are getting ready to go for the final time here at Adria Karting Raceway. Well, the question is, can anybody stop the driver that you are looking at on screen? Kart number one out of grid number one, the 5-time European champion, the 3-time world champion, Marco Ardigo. Alongside him on the front row of the grid is Patrik Hayek, one of 5 drivers in the field from the Czech Republic. He got the better of Alessio Piccini on the final lap of the pre-final. He's in the Cosmic Kart number 8. As the breeze dies down here at Adria, there is Alessio Piccini. He's had a great weekend. As we mentioned, his father, 4-time world champion Alessandro. Abdullah Al-Rawahi, the Omanian, he's been super impressive. He was 5th in a couple of the heats yesterday in the number 16 factory Birulat. He starts on the 5th row of the grid alongside another modern-powered Danilo Rossi kart. That is Paul Maximilian, the German, out of grid number 10. Threatening skies as you look over the car racing circuit here at Adria. But we expect to get this race in before the heavens opened. Here at this magnificent complex, the 1-minute board goes up and we're just a few moments away from the start of the KZ2 final. Last year's winner, Marco Ardigo. The 2014 winner, Marco Ardigo. That was the first race we ever had here at Adria. He starts this final on pole position and he's certainly going to be difficult to beat. Patrik Hayek on the outside of the front row as the karts are pushed into life. The Czech driver actually won the 2013 WSK Final Cup, but back then he was driving for the Praga kart team. We take a look at the grid for you. Ardigo out of pole position alongside Hayek. Then it's Piccini, Iacovacci trying to break the Tony Kart stranglehold. Armstrong, Di Silvestre, Gonzalez, the Mexican, Vezzelli, Abdullah Al-Rawahi, the Omanian, out of 9th, and Maximilian, the German, out of grid number 10. The 6th row of the grid, the Romanian driver, Daniel Vasilea, and Carol Simon in the Rosso Corsa kart. Vladislav Stanek, Lorenzo Lux in the OK1 chassis, Jakub Kadlach, Lukas Podolski, Francesco Kouassin, Ahmed Al-Muhanadi, the Qatari, John Louet, Axel Bankston, and starting out of grid number 21 after not finishing a single lap in the pre-final, Luca Corberi. Expect the Italian, who won the opening round of the European Championships this year in SA France, to come charging through the field. Moments away from the start, 20 laps. Can anybody stop the driver on screen? Kart number 1, Marco Ardigo, out of grid number 1. We go green in Adria, and Hayek has missed the start badly. Oh, a disaster for the Czech driver. He's back there in 6th, possibly even 7th place. Iacovacci's got off the line well. He's up into 3rd. Looks like Di Silvestre, the Danilo Rossi kart, is up into 4th. Indeed it is. The modern-powered number 7 ahead of the Kiwi kid, Marcus Armstrong, who makes the move halfway through the opening lap, but he himself has been taken by Patrik Hayek. The Czech driver has to recover from that dreadful start. He's already gone about doing it. He almost stalled it off the line. No problems for the race leader, Marco Ardigo, who comes round the final turn for the first time to lead lap number 1 from his teammate Alessio Piccini. Iacovacci is in third. Look how close Piccini is to the back of his much more experienced teammate. Take a look at the start. Watch Hayek to the right of your screen. He went nowhere. Iacovacci said, thank you very much. Swept round the outside of Di Silvestre up into third. And he remains the biggest threat to the green team, Ardigo and Piccini. In fact, he is starting to close in on the back of Piccini. Traditionally, this is when Ardigo is most susceptible. He does work that Tony Kart up to speed after a couple of laps. If they're going to get past the Italian, the 3-time world champion, they're going to have to do it now. That includes his teammate, Alessio Piccini, in the identical Vortex-powered Tony Kart, along with Iacovacci. Hayek is in 4th. Marcus Armstrong, the Kiwi, is 5th. So Tony Kart's running 1, 2, and 5. The LKE Luxor Kart of Iacovacci, the driver from the eternal city of Rome, up into 3rd, the fastest qualifier, remember, on Friday evening. It's been very impressive, had a great run at the World Championships in Sweden. Hayek on the back of the Italian, though. He's dragging the Kiwi Armstrong along for the ride. Marcus is going to be quick out of here. We'll get the benefit, the slipstream, as they get to this part of the straight. Good horsepower, though, from the Vortex of Hayek. I tell you what, there's nothing lacking from the LKE engine of Iacovacci. But out of the corner, he's just been passed by the 2013 WSK Final Cup winner. That is Hayek. He's gone through on the Italian. Armstrong's all over the back of Iacovacci as well. That's the battle on screen. Iacovacci actually signaled to Armstrong, hey, the leaders are getting away. I don't think Marcus cares less. He just wants to get up past the Italian, run his own race. If he had any idea that the Kiwi was going to work with him, as we so often see in cycling, I don't think Marcus would be having any of it. Piccini still right on the back of the race leader as Patrick Hayek sets the fastest lap of the race, a 48.141. Iacovacci, Armstrong, born in Christchurch, New Zealand, recently made his car racing debut at the Nürburgring, the Formula Renault Euro Cup, qualifying 7th and finishing 4th in his debut. Was pretty happy with that. But he is here racing the WSK Final Cup for the Tony Kart racing team. Hayek over the back of Piccini. Well, where would the Czech driver be had he have got off the line as they come round to complete quarter race distance? Tony Kart's 1 and 2, Italians 1 and 2. Then the Czech in the Praga is Armstrong up the inside of Iacovacci. They went side by side at 143 k's an hour here at Adria. Hayek on the inside of Piccini. This race is starting to come alive. The Cosmic splits the two Tony Karts. Armstrong up into 4th, Iacovacci back to 5th, and his countryman, Moreno Di Silvestre, in the Danilo Rossi kart, closing in on him. Patrick Hayek in the Cosmic kart has already put about 4 kart lengths on Piccini. They come across the line. This is lap number 6 of 20. Ardigo puts in the big one. Yes, 143 k's an hour. That is the GPS telemetry tracked top speed of these KZ karts here at Adria. Piccini still in 3rd. Can Hayek take the victory? He already did so in 2013. But that was not at this circuit. Closes in on the back of Ardigo. The gap last time was 3/10 of a second as Iacovacci sets the fastest first sector last time round. Behind them, it's actually the other Danilo Rossi kart driver. It's Maximilian Paul. He's up into 6th. He's got ahead of his teammate, Moreno Di Silvestre. So the Danilo Rossi karts running 6 and 7 ahead of Daniel Vasilev, the Romanian. Jakub Kadlach, Abdullah Al-Rawahi from Oman rounds out the top 10. In the Birul Art, although he is under pressure himself, from Luca Corberi, who has come charging from the back of the grid, and Corberi has just gone through. There he goes, and takes the Omanian driver, Al-Rawahi. Luca Corberi up into 10th from grid number 21. He's already passed 10 karts in 7 laps. Well, Tony karts are running 1, 3, and 5. In fact, make that 4 because Armstrong is past Iacovacci. He looks behind him. The Italian is still there in the LKE-powered Luxor kart. The first 4 drivers using Vortex engines. Iacovacci, though, setting a fastest lap last time round. Sits 2/10 behind the New Zealand driver, Marcus Armstrong. Hayek is just 0.1 of a second. Well, you can see it. I don't need to tell you the time difference. It's only a kart length. And he's looking threatening. This is the first time this weekend Marco Ardigo really has been put under pressure. He qualified 3rd on Friday evening. Pole, as we mentioned, was taken by Iacovacci. Armstrong qualified 2nd fastest, outshining his more fancy teammate. And Ardigo went on to take 3 heat wins, the pre-final. But now in the final, he's under pressure as Iacovacci goes up the inside of the Kiwi kid. Armstrong back to 5th. Iacovacci back into 4th spot. Maximilian Paul in the Danilo Rossi kart. Not too far behind this battle either. So fairly processional pre-final. It is turning into a thrilling final affair as we approach half race distance. The KZ2 final here at Adria, the final cup for 2016. Hayek looks behind him. Piccini does likewise. Flat out down through turn 1 at well over 140 k's an hour. Patrick Hayek shadows Ardigo. There's Alessio Piccini. Over the ripple strip ever so slightly. Up the inside! Oh, look at the shudder on the nose cone from Patrick Hayek as he had those front brakes locked up on the Cosmic. Ardigo now goes defensive. Piccini's joining in. Here comes Hayek over the back of the 3-time world champion. Have we got a race for you? Ardigo under pressure like he hasn't seen since Friday evening here at Adria. Hayek in 2nd spot. He'll get the benefit of the slipstream. Does Ardigo look behind? He doesn't need to because he will be able to hear the vortex of Hayek in 2nd place. Piccini is right there as well. Iacovacci still back in 4th place. 4/10 of a second behind this battle. There goes the driver from Rome, having dispensed with Armstrong, who holds down 5th, ahead of Maximilian, Di Silvestre, Vasile, Kadlach, and Corberi. Well, he's got up to 10th spot. Make that 9th, because he's just got past the Czech driver, Jakub Kadlach. Luca Corberi, from the back of the grid, has now passed 11 karts. Piccini looks behind him as Marco Ardigo has just set the fastest lap of the race, a 47.526. Well, I won't suggest it was an error because he rarely, if ever, makes them, but certainly Hayek close right up on the back of Marco. Looked as though he was going to make a pass down into the turn 5 hairpin. Then Ardigo said, all right, time to get serious. And already he's pulled 3/10 of a second over the Czech driver. This is the final for KZ2. And unfortunately, it looks as though we've lost the Qatari driver, Ahmed Al-Mohanadi, who also made his debut in the Italian F4 Championship powered by Arbath exactly 7 days ago at Imola. He's had a pretty rough introduction to KZ2. It's an incredibly high standard of driving, shown by these 5 drivers on screen now. Iacovacci right over the back of Alessio Piccini. Piccini, who was looking good for second earlier on, has been passed by Hayek, and he's now under pressure from his countrymen, the Italians, running 1, 3, and 4. Tony Kart's running 1, 3, and 5. Iacovacci, the driver from the eternal city of Rome. Watch the horsepower of the LKE Luxor Kart versus the Vortex-powered Tony Kart. Nothing in it, if anything. In fact, he closes up a little bit under brakes in the Sicilian manufactured chassis. Brightest kart out there. Up the inside does Iacovacci go. Piccini just put his kart in the middle of the track enough to deter Iacovacci from making a move. This is the fight for the final step of the podium. Alessio Piccini, who's been second, possibly third at worst for most of the weekend, is under tremendous pressure from Iacovacci, who slides the Luxor kart into the hairpin. He had to back out of it, lest he collects Piccini and put them both into the wall. Onto the straight, he looks behind him to see how much it cost him. Fortunately for him, the Kiwi Marcus Armstrong is 0.7 of a second back down the road. Otherwise, the Kiwi would have been there to pounce. Iacovacci will wind up the Luxor kart and have another go. Possibly even now down the inside of the hairpin. Piccini blocks him. Iacovacci will have to run on the exit. Does he put it up the inside? Not this time. That is got to be the widest Tony kart in the land. Look at Piccini. He's putting it in the middle of this 10-metre wide Adria karting raceway. Iacovacci knows it. It's going to have to be decisive. It's costing him both time. Armstrong is catching the both of them. This is the fight for the final step of the podium. Piccini a little bit sideways. Iacovacci in the slipstream. Down the straight they go. Flat out through turn 1 at 140 plus k's an hour. Down the inside. Francesco Iacovacci puts the Luxor kart up on the podium. Oh, Piccini for the first time this weekend is out of the top 3. Iacovacci splits the OTK domination in the LKE-powered Luxor kart. It is a Vortex-powered Tony kart that leads, a Vortex-powered Cosmic in second, and Vortex-powered Tonys in 4th and 5th. Talk about David and Goliath. Francesco Iacovacci, do not forget, he qualified fastest on pole position here on Friday evening. He now stands on the 3rd step of the podium with 3 laps to go here at Adria Karting Raceway. Ardigo with a gap of 0.6 of a second to Patrick Hayek. Over the ripple strip goes Iacovacci. Locks up the brakes ever so slightly into the turn 5 hairpin. Through the right, incredible G-forces through that corner. Up through the gearbox before breaking down into the Vega curves. Look at the Vega rubber line painted onto the circuit here at Adria. It looks as though Iacovacci may have lost a split pin out of the NASA panel. You can see the vibration. Not really doing any harm. It's not out of place. It's not threatening anyone or anything with a lap and a half to go. He still holds in 3rd. The sun comes out to shine. A lap and a half to race here at Adria. There is the race leader. He's about to make it 3 years in a row. Incredible stuff from one of the finest racing drivers in the world, from one of the most professional race teams in the world of any category. I'm not just talking karting. I'm talking the world of motorsport, be it MotoGP, Superbikes, Formula Car racing, or the world of karting. The crack Tony Kart racing team is as good as any. So is their driver. He comes round to take the last lap board. Hayek has just put in the big ones. He's done a fastest lap of 47.367 for Patrick Hayek. The blue flag comes out for Al Muhannadi, who does rejoin in the Birral Art, but he's about to be lapped. Hayek, you can see with the fastest lap, but he's left his charge too late. Ardigo looks over his shoulder. He's got this one under control, you would think. This is the Vega curve for the final time. The last real passing opportunity, and Hayek is not close enough. The blue flag comes out. Jakovaci goes through. He's safe in third. Marco Ardigo rounds the final corner. He wins for the third year in a row. Marco Ardigo, the final cup champion here at Adria Karting Raceway. Patrick Hayek, the Czech driver, across the line in second. And bravissimo Francesco Jakovaci, the David and Goliath battle. The Roman pilot has come home to take the third step of the podium. Ardigo, the winner from Patrick Hayek, Francesco Jakovaci, takes the final step of the podium. Alessio Piccini finishes in fourth from Maximilian Paul, ahead of his Danilo Rossi Kart teammate, Marino Di Silvestre. The Romanian Daniel Vasileu was seventh, Jakub Kadlach eighth, the second of the Czech drivers. 5 Czech drivers competing here this weekend. Abdullah Al-Rawahi, great drive from the Omanian. Remember, he finished third at the WSK night edition in KZ2. Finishes ninth here today. Vetselli rounds out the 10. Unfortunately, Armstrong, after that race-long battle, pulled in with a lap to go and is a retirement, as was his teammate Luca Corberi, who, despite coming from the back of the grid, making his way up into 8th, had his second retirement of the day. For the third year in a row, we will see Marco Ardigo on the top step of the podium, joined by Patrick Hayek and Francesco Jakovaci. We're just about to get underway. The official podium. First up, the fastest qualifier, the driver from the eternal city of Rome, driving the LKE-powered Luxor kart. Let's hear it for Francesco Jakovaci. Second place, the Cosmic driver. He got very close to taking the lead. He finishes in second for the Cosmic team from the Czech Republic, Patrick Hayek. Three years in a row, 2014, 2015, the winner of the WSK Final Cup. One more time for the Tony Kart Racing team, Marco Ardigo. The girls step in to present the third place trophy to Francesco Jakovaci. Second place, Patrick Hayek. And the winner, again, Marco Ardigo.
E congratulazioni al vincitore della KZ2 e complimenti a tutti i suoi avversari perché hanno dato vita davvero ad una gara spettacolare. Intanto vi ricordo che WSK Promotion ha di recente promulgato il calendario 2017 che avremo modo di analizzare e ricordarvi nello specifico nelle prossime puntate di Kart Passion. Con questo è davvero tutto e come sempre io vi ricordo che l'appuntamento è per la prossima settimana e non mancate perché io vi aspetto.